Welcome back, everyone. This is Akanar here with more Elden Ring, and we're starting today here back at Redmane Castle because I decided to come back and explore a little bit off camera to try and find the rest of what we were missing, and I quickly discovered things are different. We're going to get to that here in just a moment, but first, you might notice that I am wielding a new weapon. I think it is time for us to experiment a little bit. We have almost really fallen in love with the magma scale sword, the magma worm scale sword. Magma guillotine is so much fun, and it's always going to be a nice comfort pick to fall back on when the going gets tough. But now that we know what we know, we have the revelation regarding the Ashes of War system. I think it's time for us to have some fun and start to experiment, because guess what? There's no penalty in experimenting and playing around with new stuff. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take this Banished Knight's Halberd, and I'm picking this weapon for two reasons. One of which is it's already a +8, which is nice. We don't have to invest any additional resources really to get it up to speed. And it also has the ability to use this Sacred Ring of Light, which is one of the few Ashes of War that has a faith scaling to it. And so I want to focus on those. I want to keep building in or honing in on this this faith build identity that we've got going. We have so many larval tiers now. We could do any build we want. We have almost the same amount of flexibility when it comes to just respecing our character altogether. You know, we could lean into a sorcery build. We could lean into who knows what, an arcane build. But I do like the faith identity that we've got going, and we're going to stick with that for now. So, because of that, I think this Sacred Ring of Light is only usable on, like, pole arms or something like that. I don't exactly know, but I know it didn't show up for certain weapons. I think the Uchi Katanas don't have the ability to use this Sacred Ring of Light. So, we're going to try that. We're going to do the Sacred Ring of Light. We are going to keep it sacred, keep it holy, and keep it faith. All of that good stuff. And just like, it's so, even with the new knowledge that I have, like I always have this cautious approach. And in that moment, I was thinking, man, do I really want to do this? Don't think about it. You don't have to worry about it. Just do it. You can always take it back later. So there we go. Our Banished Knight's Sacred Halberd +8. Let's try this out. Let's see what this ability actually does. Sacred Ring of Light. Let's go. Right, okay. Yeah, this is the this is the Disc Golf ability. This is kind of, when I saw the Clean Rot Knights using this. Now, apparently we can use it in rapid succession. Is this true? If I keep spamming this? Oh, I see. Okay, okay. And it's not really using a ton of FP either. That's pretty cool. And I'm wondering, will we, you know, if you're obviously shooting this hopefully at a little bit of a distance, but you are swinging your halberd as well. You are swinging your halberd and potentially just swinging and hitting the enemies that are in melee range as well. So this is something I do want to play around with. Okay, cool. So I've already gone ahead and adjusted my gear a little bit because we now have, we're wielding a much lighter weapon, so we can afford to scale up our armor accordingly to, and I've just gone ahead and donned the full Radahn's set, in fact, because it is a pretty cool looking set. It's not my favorite in the looks department, but it is really, really nice in the defense department. It is basically the highest defense option that we've got across the board. So from a function soul standpoint, it's very, very nice. We'll play around with things as we go. I think in terms of talismans, we don't necessarily need the Radagon's Scar Seal, but I might still keep it. The Banished Knight's Halberd has a much lower attributes requirements. So this Scar Seal, we were using it in the idea that it would put us over the top to use the Scale Sword. The Scale Sword requires 24. And so if we didn't have our Rune Arc equipped, the Scar Seal would get us to that 24. The Rune Arc puts us well beyond that, so it's all good. But I still kind of just like the Scar Seal. It gives us 12 attribute points worth of stuff. Vigor, endurance, strength, dexterity. Those are all still good, even though we're not necessarily a quality build. So I think I like the Scar Seal. Erdtree's Favor is nice as well. But we could definitely, depending on the situation, we could tailor. This is one that's, I feel, a little more flexible with, depending on our needs. This Radagon icon, from a lore perspective, is very fitting if we are using the Radagon's armor. But it is maybe not as useful if we are focusing on this new halberd skill. So what might we use instead? What would we could obviously just go with the very standard all-purpose Chloranthy ring. Is there anything in these? I haven't looked at these, you know, guard counters, final chain hit of chain attacks, the axe talisman, charge attacks, hammer talisman, spear. What is this one? Unique to thrusting weapons. This could potentially, there might be some thrusting attacks on this weapon. I do need to play around with the moveset in general. Jump attacks. There are some that could be useful in particular circumstances. I think what I actually want to try is this Sacred Scorpion Charm. If we're really leaning into holy damage as our new identity, if we're trying to maximize that, we would be lowering our physical defense by a fair bit, but we'd be also boosting our holy attack. I think let's try this. And you know, if we lower our damage negation a little bit, you know, we're just making the game a little bit more challenging. If we're getting wrecked too badly, we'll revisit this choice here. But I kind of want to, I think I want to lean into holy damage and see what that nets us. And so I've already gone ahead and adjusted the Flask of Wondrous Physic. I think that is set now to the Flask of Wondrous Physic. Oh, interesting that this, oh, wow. Oh, that's how that works. That's actually how that works, because I guess the Spinning Strikes, usable on polearms, the Spinning Strikes was the Ash of War that had been bumper stickered onto the Banished Knight's halberd. So maybe this Spinning Strikes is not even the default ability on the Banished Knight halberd. We could take off what we have on there now and find out later if I'm curious. But that's good to know. So this puts it in your inventory just as an Ash of War now. So, okay, cool. I guess, actually, I think this is something that I have been told, a small little detail by my trusted advisors, is that you can, now that we've had the full, basically the full revelation about the Ashes of War system, if I wanted to, I would be able to go to this, the Banished Knight's halberd, and I could just undo enhancement. Okay. And it does say here on the menu, it goes to Charge Forth. Charge Forth would become the skill. So that is the default ability on the Banished Knight's halberd. There it is. So you can just take off. You don't have to, you can just, you don't even have to, I was thinking you would have to like take, I would go to another weapon and pull the Sacred Ring of Light away from the Banished Knight's halberd. You don't have to even do that. You can just take the bumper sticker off and put it in your inventory. Oh man, the system is pretty nice. It's just not explained well. That's the only little quibble that we've got here, is that FromSoft, for the players like me that are very literal about things, please try to do better on the tutorial messages next time. Please, just a little bit of effort here. I think maybe my brother had said that, or theorized that in development, maybe this is something that the system may have, they might have had the system early in the game development that was a permanent change type of system. Maybe it used to be that, and then through playtesting or design decisions, they decided, you know what, let's just make it a free-for-all. It's actually more fun that way. Let's just give players all that freedom to change Ashes of War as they see fit. The only problem, if that was the case, this tutorial message needed a little bit of tender loving care to help out the poor literalist players like me. Okay, I've also adjusted my my spell setup, which we will still use some spells. I've equipped both of these holy spells, which I don't think I've played around with enough, the aspects of the Crucible. Maybe we'll try to work those into the mix here. I'm going to really try to focus on getting used to using this Sacred Ring of Light. and really making that our mainstay, at least for the short term here, and see how it goes. Okay, I think that is the full extent of the housekeeping that I want to do. So back to Redmane Castle. What I had done, as I explained, or I was beginning to explain, is the thought that I had. We had come here and we had spoken with Sir Jaren after the Redmane Festival, and Sir Jaren was taking a well-deserved break from his hype man duties. And then we walked out here into the courtyard, or the main area of Redmane Castle, and I looked around and I saw it looked like all the doors were still closed. The front gate was still closed. It really seemed like nothing was different, other than that there were less festival goers. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to explore here right now, because we had other priorities, like a big, massive, giant crater in the middle of Limgrave that we had to check out, and we went and had some fun in the Eternal City, and we may get back there today even. But we're going to start here at Redmane Castle because I came back off camera thinking that nothing's really going to be different. It's probably that I missed a ladder or something. There's some little detail here that I've missed that is not allowing me to get to the rest of the castle. So let me see if I can poke around a little bit and find that off camera. And I walked to this point and saw, wait a second, something's different. Well, hold on, never mind. We've got to come back here when I'm actually recording because things are different. So what is actually different here? This is basically as far as I got. I did not spend hardly any time looking at what is going on here. Who are these guys? Do we recognize these fellas? This guy in particular at the end has quite the expression. Are they wearing masks, or do they have like some sort of camouflage that they've painted on their faces? They are manning the flamethrowers, similar to the exiles back at Stormvale. So they are they are ready for something. Is there another is there another set of big lion kitty cat enemies that has threatened to attack? Wait a second, there's a fog gate here. There's a fog gate here. What in the hell? Okay, yo, things have changed. We had a fog gate here before. It wasn't really here. But, I mean, this entrance does fog over. It becomes a fog wall when we started the festival. Jaren gives us the hype speech, the cutscene with Redmane, and then that's a fog gate. But now, what? There's another boss here. And as I'm looking in the distance, I think that door is open. It looks to me like that door is no longer shut. And this kind of now makes sense. If those were not interactable doors, then it would stand to reason that it's going to open through something that is maybe an environmental change. Something that is not done in the natural progression of exploring a zone. Okay, well, let's start. We've got some enemies to attack. Let's start attacking them. Sacred Ring of Light, go. Okay, that does pretty reasonable damage. Not bad. I don't need to go this way. What am I doing? Trying to be super sneaky against the guys that die in 2 hits. Don't do that. Just go and hit them. The only little problem potentially is going to be the fact that some of these rings of light are going to run into debris, boxes and such. Can I get around to this guy? Okay, we got to remember that we also still do have just a halberd. A halberd that can actually... Let's try the moveset here. Okay, so we're two-handing right now. So we have an R1 that is a thrusting attack. Okay, that door is open as well, by the way. So we have a thrust attack as our R1. R2 is a sweep. Okay, charging also sweeps, but we do like a spin. Nice. Jumping R1. Jumping R1 is a slam into the front, more vertical overhand kind of thing. Sort of. Jump R2. Jumping sweep. Let's do a running R1. Running thrust. Running R2 is a running sweep. Okay, all that makes sense. Rolling R1. Okay, all right. little front slash there. Fine. Rolling R2 is just it. There's not really a rolling R2, is there? I think there might be some exceptions to this, but I think for most weapons that I've tried, a rolling R2 is just a roll and then a regular R2. Okay, let's do also a backstep R1. Ooh, I like that. I don't utilize these types of moves often enough. I first discovered these in Bloodborne, and I really liked them in Bloodborne. Kind of this, like, really quick... It lets you avoid some really short-range attacks and then close the distance. But I don't utilize them often enough. Can I do the same thing with R2, or is it's the same sort of deal? The R2 is just the R2. Okay. All right. So, which way do we want to go? Let's first pick up this loot over here. A dagger. Wait, have we ever picked up just a regular dagger before? Okay, I guess we have. It's not a new weapon for us. I just a boring old dagger. Let's go up here to the middle. Before we start, we're gonna pick a direction. We're gonna pick a door to go through here eventually. But okay, all right. I'm assuming that looks like this is a Redmane soldier, a Redmane Hollow. So now that the festival is over, did they finally feel safe to return to Redmane Castle? Something else I'm noticing in the distance, I think I see a pumpkin head up on that wall up there. So now that the festival's over, you all have just moved right back. You know, it's really not the festival, is it? It's the fact that we did the dirty work, taking out the giddy gads. That's really what those two had really wrecked house. Oh, goody, you're here as well. Jesus Christ, you talk about a... Wait a second, this one has both the spinny wheel and the Sense Fortress. Okay, hold on. Let's start going. Why am I not... Oh, it's like, why am I not hitting you? Don't love that spinning attack. Oh my god. I knew I was going to roll off there. Had a feeling I was going to roll off. Let's, we want to do a few more. Are you going to actually come down here? Or can we cheese you? It actually is not going to follow us down here. That's funny. It's like the reverse situation that we had from when we took on the kitty cats. What a phenomenal situation this is for us. All right, they have wised up, and they are not making themselves a sitting duck here. I guess we're gonna start over exploring on this side. Well, you know what? I want to finish the business here. I want to finish what we started. Let's make sure we're oh, wait a second. You are thinking about joining us on the on the set down here. But you still got cold feet. You're not totally sure. And that is that's kind of a win for us. Not gonna lie. You think you can get out of range of the Frenzied Burst, but you really don't know the Frenzied Burst, do you? Okay. I see an ooze down there, but I think that's just like we saw before. There is no lever to open the gate that is out here in the courtyard. Maybe it is inside here. Maybe. Or there is some other horrible death waiting us around the corner. Alternatively, it's just a big old wine cellar. It's not really a cellar, but they somebody get me a tap. We're gonna break open the kegs here. Keg party, let's go. Oh, there's the Armorer's Cookbook 4. Nice. We also found the Cookbook 5 here, did we not? That was also a Redmane Castle get. It makes sense because from a lore perspective, the Armorer's Cookbooks are records of crafting techniques left by an armorer who served the great General Radon. So it Makes sense. And we can now craft, I should say, Redmane fire pots. That's a new one. I had already put back on my bar the sleep pots and the cursed blood pots. We had done a little bit of experimentation against the kitty cats. Turns out the kitty cat is like the anti-fun enemy because nothing works against it. At least if sleep pots work against it, I didn't use enough. It could work, right? It could be, you know, that sleep does work against kitty cats, but you have to cast so many sleep pots that it's really not feasible, because once they aggro to you, you pretty much can't hit them with a pot or any sort of ranged attack because they dodge. But these cursed blood pots, I did not mean to take that off. I wanted to look at the description. These are supposed to be thrown at enemies to douse them in accursed blood, causing summoned spirits to assail them with a rabid fervor. I want to try these out. I want to keep trying to experiment with various types of pots. And so that is very fitting that we just picked up a new option in that department. We have to go to item crafting to check it out. Let's do that, though. It's very fiery looking. Oh, we use old fangs for this. I see. It inflicts heavy fire damage. So it is a souped up version. Oh, it's a souped up version of the fire pots, and it uses ritual pots. Very cool. It does scale with strength and a little bit of dexterity. That does seem to be the fire. Fire, if it's not an incantation, that is. Fire seems to be more of a strength-oriented element or affinity. Engraved with the crest of Redmane Lion. Even today, the survivors of Radahn's battalion employ fire to stave off the Scarlet Rot. What happens if you combine oil pot into Redmane fire pot? That's probably getting a little too finicky. Can we craft these? We can craft one of them. Because right now, what are my ritual pots being used for? The cursed blood pots, right? These are also ritual pots. So let's use our cursed blood pots first, and then we'll think about crafting the... We'll think about crafting the Redmane fire pots. Cool, that's a nice pickup. Our first previously locked door that we have traversed through. Let's go ahead and kill this scare because I think we do need a flask. I think we need it. And yeah, let's keep going here to start our day checking out Redmane Castle. We have been inside this building before, and there was this page that defied all laws of physics. That is a long wind-up. That wind-up there on the R2 definitely takes a long time. So that page is the same as before. There's a fog gate here. That is quite the discovery. That is, I know the list of unexpected things here in Elden Ring that gets. That never seems to get shorter. It is an ever-expanding list. But that definitely is up there, especially so soon. So soon after completing the Radahn Festival. It is so shocking to me, really. So shocking that this would be a boss fight so soon. This is all just the commoners that were here before. Okay. We dealt with all those guys. Let's head up this ladder, I guess. I have to kind of remind myself now. What was the deal? What was the overall... Oh, I mean, this is a good candidate probably for this cursed blood pot. How did he not hit me? What the hell? The, so the Sacred Ring of Light also has a very long windup. It is quite the windup on the Ring of Light. And depending on the enemy, it doesn't necessarily deal the most damage. So if you're in close against a guy like this, maybe not the best choice. Make sure you got a little bit of range and some time to wind up. But otherwise, we've dealt with those Redmane soldiers before. We picked up some Redmane Greaves, which is a new one. Black Iron Greaves worn by knights who fought by General Radon's side. Time has yet to dull their luster. Just the lone Redmane hanging out here, huh? You're gonna give me the easy backstab? I'm gonna take the easy backstab. And give me some Lord Sworn Bolts. So, is anything different out in the graveyard? Or is there anybody hanging out around here? There is a soldier there. Okay. Okay. Any other... Is this also going to be an easy backstab? Answer, yes. Okie dokie. Oh, he dropped something. A mushroom. Thank you. The graveyard looks to be the same. We've got the bats hanging out down here. Doesn't appear to be anything different. What was that noise? Someone aggroed to me? Oh, there is a stone digger troll up on the top up there. Okay, cool. Well, that's just fantastic. The big flaming sword. Stone digger trolls. My favorite. I'm hearing the breathing of the pumpkin head. Always a friendly, welcoming sound. Can I jump over here? Can I get up on... I can! Oh. That would have been an unfortunate silly science test. I really thought that I was landing on this platform above me. I did not gauge that there was a corner here that was going to allow me to fall all the way to the bottom. Okay, what actually is the... what is the damage negation on my... We actually get 52% physical damage negation by guarding with the halberd, which is not bad. It's not as good as the golden halberd, but the golden halberd is a real standout in that department. You really get some pretty decent damage reduction from these halberds. When you need it. You're not obviously depending on damage reduction from a halberd, but in a pinch, when you gotta guard, it definitely had those instances. We had those with the golden halberd in the Radon fight. What would the boss even be? What in the heck would even be through that fog gate? Can't hit the guy. Can't hit the guy. Gotta get in close. These guys didn't respawn. Okay. For a second, I thought that there were guys standing behind these guns, but we already cleared them out. We cleared out the Inquisitor, for lack of a better term. I don't actually know what it's called. I need to... We have a door to explore at the end here. There's an item there, obviously. We have a door to explore over in this direction, and I'm guessing that gets us up to the pumpkin head and that item that's up on the wall. And then we want to take out the enemies that are here in the middle as well. And then somehow we deal with this stone digger troll at some point. Is he supposed to like jump? If you now, maybe we need to explore outside of Redmane Castle as well, because maybe he jumps down and we fight him out in the front. How is that all supposed to work? Didn't see you there. Didn't see you there. Okay. Let's go down to the end and see what this item is. And make sure there's no other Inquisitors hanging out back here. We've got our lantern on. So even though it is nightfall, we do have some bit of luminance. We just need a little erudition one of these days to light the way to solving the Converter Fringe Tower, and then we will be set. We lost our camera lock, which was unfortunate. Oh, okay. A red hot wet blade. That is very on brand for us to find here in Redmane Castle. It's not the sacred wet blade that I'm hoping for, but thematically, this makes sense that we would get a fire affinity option now added to our Ashes of War system. Red hot wet blade with a cipher engraved. When applying affinity using physical or flame type Ashes of War, an additional affinity of fire or flame art can be chosen. That I'm actually very curious to check out because maybe we need to see exactly what it scales with. Because I was thinking at first, okay, the fire options, the fire affinities scale with strength, don't they? But maybe there's like, it said that there was like flame and fire art. So there might be more than one there. And who knows, one of them might scale with faith, question mark. We can hold out hope. This is how we get up to this Stone Digger troll, isn't it? Maybe. No, we're not quite up there. We are not quite all the way up. Okay, there's a guy down there. There is a ledge to fall to, it looks like, on the outside. But I don't know that that actually leads anywhere. I don't see any items down below, so I'm not sure that I want to drop down there. How do we get this guy's attention? I get, oops, hair. Hair in the way of the camera. We are allowed to lock onto you. Okay. Not sure if I want to initiate combat with that guy just yet. I do see there is a makeshift bridge that's been constructed. And I see there's some more troops over on this. This might be how we just circumnavigate the walls. Let's find out. Now, I think if I do 3... Let's see what the range is on this here. Not quite that much. We need to be a little bit closer. Oh, still not close enough. Yeah, so we can get them with 3 hits. Once they start guarding, you have to do an additional ring of light, but you can get most of them. You can get them with 3 hits. You can get the Redmane soldiers, the Redmane soldiers with 3 hits. Just as long as you are close enough. Was that my last mana flask, actually? It was. Okay, so we are burning through the mana faster than I would have hoped. But that's okay. That is a-okay. We know how to... We can do just fine without FP. It's okay. There is another flaming knight. He's got a spear, though. How do I want to do this? I'd like you to come over. Make your way over here is what I want. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Now, as I'm thinking about this here, what I can do... do I need to? I don't think it's that important. I was going to put on one of those daggers that allows us to recharge our FP. I don't think it's that important, though. Now that we've... Oh, there's a chest there on the right. Now that we've taken out the other two guards, we can maybe get a backstab on this guy. In the butt. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to poise you out of your... Okay, all right. Nice, nice, nice. Chest, though. Smithy Stone 6. I will take it. Thank you very much. All right, so it does not get us... It does not get us... Or does it? Hold on. I was going to say it doesn't get us over to the pumpkin head part of the wall, but maybe it does. If we can find another little sneaky jump over spot. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything here. So this is overlooking... Yeah, there's the fog wall. Any way we can get a peek inside? Is there a vantage point here that lets us look over the wall? I don't think so. Let me get a quick hydrate. Can we get over the wall? Or are we really... Like, there's still that unexplored door. That one door that we have not gone through yet, which I think is what we're going to have to do to get to the Pumpkinhead. And I feel like that's the last... Well, there's this big troll. But I don't know that we're supposed to deal with the troll from here. If I did want to deal with the troll, I would want to have more magic. So we'll hold off on Troll Boy for the moment. Let's put a pin in... Put a pin in the troll. And let's head back down. Let's head back to that last door. The other thing that is noteworthy is the music has not... We have lost the choral arrangement, which I guess was exclusive to the Redmane Festival. Once the festival is out, the choir's contract also runs out. So we're back to sort of the... This is actually, honestly, now that I realize it, I hadn't thought closely about it, but I think this is actually the Stormvale Castle theme. This is actually Stormvale Castle, isn't it? Which maybe has some lore implications. Even though these are Redmane soldiers, is there some chance that they have like, this is like a splinter group that's actually affiliated with Godric or something? How much should we read into the fact that this is actually the Stormvale theme? Okay, I see a ladder. I see a ladder going up. I have not been thinking about sus walls. That is one thing that I have just not been in. My brain has not been in sus wall finding mode. It just like didn't instinctively occur to me that that might be a thing here in Redmane Castle. So I could have missed some. Very possible. The Cursed Blood Pot, was it really doing anything against these other guys? Hi. I'm going to throw a Cursed Blood Pot at you and see what happens. See, what is that supposed to do? What in the world is that supposed to do? This guy doesn't want to attack me immediately, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take a moment, and we're going to craft a few of these Redmane fire pots because we have the old fangs to do so. And let's equip them because we're trying things out. My only worry is that when it comes to pumpkin heads, their big old pumpkin head is going to get in the way. It's my only real concern here. Okay, you know we have to apply our favorite trickle heal. And then fire. Ooh, that actually did pretty good. And then the pumpkin head gets in the way. You know, the pumpkin head gets in the way of a lot of things. The pumpkin head is actually kind of a it's really more of an annoyance than anything else, because, you know, they're still just pumpkin heads. A flamberge. I might be saying that a little bit wrong. Flamberge. Flamberge. Flambergy. Oh, there's a ladder that goes up there. Okay. Pumpkin head out of the way. This is our classic... Actually, what is this originally from? I feel like the first time that I saw one of these was in Sen's Fortress, wasn't it? Like, wasn't this the sword being wielded by some of the Sen's Fortress man serpents? Am I misremembering that? It feels like this is a much bigger sword, though. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, this is the great sword featuring a flame-like undulation, shreds enemy flesh, inducing blood loss. Scarlet rot is kept at bay with flame at Redmane Castle, and as such, this beloved sword of Jaren's eventually became the symbol of the castle itself. Yeah, I did notice that this was the sword that he was using. I just wasn't totally sure if it was in fact a flamberge, because I thought that it was the one that was wielded by the man serpents that cast the lightning bolts in Sen's Fortress, but I might be getting some things mixed up, as has happened before. But I guess I was right, though. I guess that Sir Jaren did have a flamberge, so that's good. Even if I'm saying it wrong, that was his weapon. So score a point for Akinar. I take the wins when I can get them. Okay, let's climb the ladder. And then I think we've explored Redmane Castle. Outside of the fog gate, that is. Okay. Smithing Stone 5. There was a little bit of build-up there to that item placement. I thought there might be a little bit more going on in that situation, but it was just a Smithing Stone 5. No big deal. What other secrets does the Redmane Castle hold? We know there's a troll that we got to take care of, and we know there's a fog gate. Do I want to go through that fog gate right this instant? We are basically at a level. So whatever we do, we are leveling up, I think. Is there anything else that I wanted to do in the castle? I think we've done it all. I think we have... Well, let's... See, we're out of mana flasks, and I did say that I wanted to potentially have more. This Sacred Ring of Light is reasonable, but it does have a little bit of a wind-up to it. And even if I was going to use the Sacred Ring of Light to take down the Stone Digger Troll, I'm out of mana flasks. I can always just use my halberd. It's just a Stone Digger Troll. It's not a big deal. I don't think I want to jump off there. Let's go back down. We're actually going to go down and around. It would be nice if we'd have found a way to open the gate. It's not imperative. It's not a huge deal if we don't have the gate open, but would have been nice. What we can do is we can... Where do I want to go here? Before we respawn all the enemies, we are going to take a trip around the castle outside and just see what else might be different out there. I think that's the thought that occurred to me now, is maybe there is some difference to the castle exterior, perhaps. So let's give it a gander. Really don't care to bother with you. As long as you are not bothering me. Well, I guess he was bothering me, so I don't know. I guess I'm contradicting myself there. I'm not interested in... I have other things to attend to at the moment. There is a trebuchet here. That's something different. Completely missed that plunging attack. That did not go well. Ah! Okay, I'm actually this the frontward thrust on the you know, the polearm thrust is a very different move from the big sweeping curve sword R1. So that is a difference here that I'm adjusting to. Which means maybe I will try the R2 more often, or rely more on that, because that's more similar to the curved sword. This is different. Redmane Castle was pretty much abandoned before, and now this looks much more like an impassable bridge now that trebuchets have been set up to guard it. And in fact, maybe if we tried to cross the bridge at this point, those trebuchets would be aimed in our direction. Okay, can we descend? Surely we can descend, right? I say surely. Okay, got a little bit dicey there for just a second. Just a little bit dicey, that's all. I think I actually am going to make a switch. We're going to make a switch over here to the cerulean dagger, because I do want to get some more FP. I do want to be utilizing my my disc golf, and be able to top off my FP when needed. As we continue to explore this new, rejuvenated and revitalized, restaffed Redmane Castle. Give me that juice. Give me the FP juice. Because now, look, this ladder is gone, isn't it? We can't climb this. No, I guess we could jump to it from the ledge up there. That's how we get up into the... And I want to explore up there again, because there might be something different. Hi. For the most part, it is still just Redmane soldiers. So we're not getting something completely out of the ordinary. I just realized there is... Oh my god. Wait a second. What is firing at me? Oh, it's up in this place. Okay. Okay, so there is a ballista that's taking pot shots at us here. We need to get around and take care of that business. Okay, so in that case, I don't have the... There's another ballista up here potentially. Okay. I was taking a moment to recognize that there is a sending gate at this end of the bridge, which I did not remember being there. Maybe it's always been there. Maybe it was there before and we already took that sending gate and I just don't remember where it goes. But that is a thing. Okay. All right, so what do we want to do here? I think the first step is for me to get up to this cover right here. Yeah, okay. I don't think we are in this position where anybody can really... Well, let's see here. What I can do is I can throw one of these boys. Yeah, that didn't do as much as I was hoping against you. Will one of these guys provide me... I don't need a backstab. What am I thinking? I don't need a backstab. I am full. I am full on mana. We don't need to be going for cerulean dagger value right now. Not the priority. Ah, what is the priority? What is the priority? The expression that guy had on his face. It looked like he kind of opened his mouth in a way when he died. Maybe I'm seeing things, but it looked like he had a really funky expression there as he bit the dust. Okay, all right. We see you, Mr. Troll. We know that you are ready to give us hell. Now, can we get... I do want to... Oh, actually, we're really far away from jumping to that with Tauren, aren't we? Maybe we cannot... we have to get all the way up here, don't we? All right, so we might need to first take on the Stone Digger Troll. Do I want to craft anything else to help me out here? I think we're just gonna roll with the one Redmane fire pot that we have, and then we're gonna play disc golf. We'll give ourselves our trickle heal, which we always love to do. Is there anybody else here that I need to worry about? There might be some other soldiers that are waiting to get into. Have their moment in the spotlight. But I think right now it is just this guy. It's actually doing better damage than I would have thought. I think we benefited from being on a slope just now. I really should drink my Flask of Wondrous Physic. I was trying to do a charge attack. It didn't work. There we go. Now, will I be able to access? Nope. God damn it. Oh, these slope terrains that don't let you get a critical hit when you've earned it. I hate it. I hate it. All right, you are out of here. We got a headshot on one of those. It did quite a bit more damage. The disc golf did once it gets that headshot. All right, all right. This gate is still... Maybe I missed a lever somewhere, but I do not know how we get that gate open. Probably never opens. But now we have just this little tower over here left, I think. I think that is the remainder of our Redmane Castle exploration outside of the fog gate. This new and improved version of Redmane Castle. It's definitely a more fully staffed version than what we found previously. Not so... Not sure if I'm willing to go as far to say if it is improved. I'm not going to be able to get the backstab on this guy because it's a unfortunate quirk of Elden Ring is that when they are manning ballistas, they somehow have magic invulnerability to backstabs. All right, looks like that is it. I think we already found whatever smithing stone there was. I feel like this was a smithing stone 5. I don't know why that stands out to me, but I'm pretty sure one way or another, maybe it was a 6, but I think it was a smithing stone, whatever the case may be. I think that's it. I think that's all that we have for... We could see where that sending gate goes, because I don't remember... I do not remember that being a thing. Yeah, we're gonna keep using the soft cotton here. Not sure that I need to. But we've got it. Why not use it? This could be a very bad idea with 52,000 souls on the line here. It just goes back to the other end of Redmane, of the impassable bridge, doesn't it? Isn't that all that happens here? Is there anything on the quote-unquote impassable bridge that would have changed? I don't think I see any new items. Let's just see where this goes. I think this just goes to the other end of the bridge. Or maybe it goes inside Redmane Castle. It goes somewhere we've been before, I think. Famous last words. It's just back inside Redmane Castle. Okay, all right. Redmane Castle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly go and level up. We're gonna spend the runes that we have. Level up in endurance. I like that we get 2 points in stamina. That's good. So we give ourselves some more endurance. And then we are going to... That's a reasonable amount of souls. What do I want to do with that? I am going to quickly spend that at the hold. We're going to level up our spirit ashes. That's where I'm going to... If I don't know what I want to do with my spare runes that are laying around, we're just going to go back to Rogier. And now that we have the ability to purchase unlimited Ghost Gloveworts 1 through 3. Is it Ghost Glovewort or Grave Glovewort? Actually, let's check that very quickly. That's a very important distinction. There are 2 different types of Glovewort here, are there not? Now, admittedly, another thing that I had not done, or I had not... Maybe we did do. We did check around the hold. We did actually do an NPC sweep here. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, is Sir Jaren going to come back here? I had that thought. I think it's from the loading screen. The fact that there's a loading screen with Sir Jaren sitting on a chair made me wonder, is that going to be a chair somewhere at the hold? I got that idea a while back. It is Ghost Glovewort. I don't remember exactly what Ghost Glovewort, if it's used for the regular ashes or the special ashes. Let's find out. But I had this idea. He did finally pass away. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rogier. Rogier. I'm so sorry, my dude. But I had a feeling it was coming. And this is... I know this is Elden Ring, but I always say this is Dark Souls because I'm playing this with the perspective of having played pretty much every other FromSoft game, every other Souls game except for Demon Souls. And this is just what happens. None of your friends make it. No, that's not absolutely true, but I mean, the chances are you get to know somebody, you make friends. D, Topes. The list is starting to grow. Add Rogier to that list. Rogier's bell bearing and the Spell Blades outfit. Rest in peace, Rogier. We're gonna have some fashion souls. Oh my god, those shoes. I forgot. I forgot you had the pointy shoes. Let's take a moment here. Let's take a moment to sit with our friend for just a moment. Let's figure out what is the most fitting way to pay tribute to Rogier. I think we're just gonna doze off with him. That's what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna sit and doze off, which is what he has done. You know? There's still apparently an item that we haven't picked up. I don't know why everything did not pick up all at once. Okay, well, you talk about Elden Ring does this. You're in one train of thought, and all of a sudden you walk around a corner, and it throws a curveball at you. I think I may have seen this. This one was potentially very easy to see coming, because he was talking about I'm not really feeling myself, and of course he's been infested with flies and whatever else growing out of him. Did his hat just move? What the hell? Okay, wake up. Pick up this other item. Is there like a limit? Is there a limit to the number of items that you can pick up at once? We got a letter from Rogier. Did he write like a last will and testament? He knew the end was near. Let's see what he left us. We're gonna look first at the bell bearing. The bell bearings are never really that descriptive, are they? I guess we also got this new foot soldier helm. Wholly unembellished iron helm, widely used foot soldiers in a lord's army. Cool. We picked this up. I did not even see that we got another one of these. Redmane soldier helm, which apparently we've picked up before. Its visor is fashioned after a lion's fangs. Okay, the Spellblades attire. Spellblades traveling attire. I kind of want to just try this on first. Just fashion souls first. That's not it. That's the one. Oh, baby. with that facial hair that we've got. Oh, baby. And the turtle shell, of course, that really completes the outfit. Rogier had his own unique style. That you can definitely say. I do like the emerald gloves. Very cool. Not an outfit really for me, I have to say, although the pointy shoes are hilarious. But not a Fashion Souls option that I will be we'll see about mixing and matching. You never know when you want to get just a little bit on the I don't know, flamboyant side. I don't know what we're gonna call it here. Rogier. I think my favorite one is the hat. If anything, if I was gonna keep any part of this outfit, the hat is not bad. Is really, really a sweet hat. It can't compete with the flowing red hair, but it's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. Why did I think we were gonna talk with him? I'm thinking, let's go read his letter by talking to him. I do like that there is some serious damage. I should say elemental damage negation. I didn't see exactly how it compared to our current armor, but it's obviously a much lighter armor set, and similar to other caster, sorcerer outfits. This has kind of been an ongoing theme through the Dark Souls games, is that those outfits are generally more magic resistant, lightning resistant, holy resistant, and being very light, but they don't do shit in the physical damage department. So Not that that is the most important factor, but whatever the case may be, let's read about Glintstone Sorcerer Rogier's traveling attire, graced with an intricate, aristocratic decoration. Strengthens Glintstone sorcery skills. Oh, it does have an actual effect. Okay, if you are going to sorcery build, then there is some serious function souls to consider. And that's on the chess piece. Is that on the other pieces as well? Oh, okay, it's not, it's specifically Glintstone sorcery skills. I think that is not, it's not just any sorcery. Or it's not maybe any sorcery, it's actually just weapon skills that happen to be Glintstone sorcery weapon skills. So that is a much more narrow category that it is enhancing. However, every single piece of the outfit focuses in on that. Interesting. It's not going to make me immediately switch to a sorcery skill build. Love that these sorts of options are there. This is great. I love when you have that and you're starting to think about the variety of things you can do in a game and like, oh, I can put on Rogier's gear and really play into this one specific playstyle. Love it. Rogier spent his entire life behaving with utter detachment. No one noticed the anger, grief, regret, or fear that existed along with it. He kept everything very much to himself. A stoic in many regards, I suppose. Spellblade outfit. Rogier was an interesting one. Oh. Okay, Rogier's letter. I started to read a little bit of it to myself. Let's read it out loud together. Letter written in a trembling hand. I forgot to tell you, but it seems D has a younger brother. Okay, it's not a younger sister, it's a younger brother. Maybe he has a younger sister too. But younger brother. I heard he lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron. And it said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. Whoa. Okay, what the fuck? Elden Ring is an awesome game. D has a younger brother. We kind of knew that intel. I thought it was a sister just because of the look of the twinned armor set. But D has a younger brother. I heard he lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron. Well, there is more for us to explore in Nokron. I wonder if we would be finding deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city. And it said he stood before the Prince of Death. Not far beyond that spot. The Prince of Death being... Well, it would have to be Godwyn, correct? Godwyn is the Prince of Death? Don't we have that on? Is it the Prince of Death's... Yep, Prince of Death. Godwyn, who used to be called Godwyn. As first dead of the demigods, it said he's buried deep under the capital at the Erd Tree's roots. But supposedly there's a connection to the Eternal City as well. There are some serious pieces we got to put together at some point here. Fascinating. Wow. I was just coming back to the hold to spend some runes so that I could go through a fog gate. That was it. It's never just that simple. We're going to take a quick look around the hold then, just to make sure there's nothing else here that I am overlooking. I would not expect Fia to be back. If we cross paths with Fia again, it's going to be, I don't know, somewhere in the Eternal City. Now that we have a note from Rogier saying that the Prince of Death was seen at some point there. We have this potion now. We have this potion that somebody wants us to give to Nephili.
In this ash, I can smell the ancient storm. It reminds me of my first hawk.
Interesting that it does not give you the option to give the potion to her. Okay. All right, well, I guess that simplifies our choices because there is no choice. I wonder why that's the case.
In this ash, it reminds me.
It doesn't give us the option to give her the potion. I do have it here, correct? Did I drop it? This is the perfume bottle. This is the Saluvis potion. Find Nephili and ensure she drinks it. I can't. So there's that. Huh. What the heck? Well, okay. I mean, there we go. That simplifies that choice at least. I'm okay with having less choices at the moment. We don't need to have more complicated choices to add to our ever-growing list.
Greetings.
Ghost Glovewort. Let's recenter our thinking here back on the original task. Aha. Interesting. Ghost Glovewort is what is used to enhance the special ashes. So we could get all our special ashes up to a +3 and not really worry about it. That's awesome. That is awesome because Ghost Glovewort is the one that you really cannot go farm, I don't think. I don't think that Ghost Glovewort respawns out in the wild, out in the catacombs, or wherever else you find it. I guess we've been finding it down in the underground. The only people that, or special ashes that are not +3 at least, are Engvall and Stormhawk Dean. So we'll do that. We'll get Stormhawk Dean up to +3, and then Engvall is at a +1. And we'll put Engvall up to a +3. There we go. Perfect. It's almost like it was meant to be. 108 runes is all we got left. Perfecto. The one other thing I can think of here before we head back to Redmane is let's check out our new fire. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but the wet blade that lets us now apply fire affinity, correct? Except it's not going to be on just any Ash of War. This is a limitation or a restriction in the system, is that certain Ashes of War, in this case like sacred Ashes of War, you are not allowed to combine that kind of an Ash of War with a fire affinity. Just like you cannot apply a magic affinity. You cannot apply a magic affinity like you can here. You can apply either magic or cold to just a regular old, I don't know, what do we call these ashes? Like just the physical ashes of war? The ones that don't have sort of an inherent elemental temperament, if you will. I guess a cult might go under that, under those elemental options. Okay, either way, I do see that there are two different things here. There is fire and there is flame art. Let's go to just one of, let's go to like spinning strikes. So spinning strikes, that's the quality build option. Let's check this is the compare details. So we have magic, which gives magic, duh, works out. Now we have the fire affinity, which changes our scaling. It lowers the dexterity scaling and it enhances the strength scaling. And it changes the elemental damage of the weapon. So in that case, fire is scaling with strength, or it's connected to strength scaling, just like fire bombs, fire pots, the Radon, the red flame fire pot that we just got. Those are all strength oriented. What about flame art? Flame art. What is flame art actually doing? Flame art, it is lowering both strength and dexterity scaling, but it seems to be enhancing the overall Oh, no, it's not necessarily enhancing the overall damage. Let's go to a different weapon. Let's go to just a... Let's just pick a dagger, for instance. Is that a good choice? What is... Let's go with the dagger. That's fine. Just a simple option here that lets us look at the very, very... I just want something simple to compare things in a apples to apples way. So fire enhances strength scaling. And it looks like... See, this is where it's hard for me to tell, am I actually getting a damage upgrade? Because how do I compare 74 plus 30 on the left-hand side? How do I compare that to 56 plus 21 and 56 plus 24? Physical plus fire damage. I have no idea how to add that. It doesn't make sense to just add it together. 56 plus 56 makes 108, and 21 plus 24 equals 48. Wow, that's massive compared... Not 48, it's 45. But whatever it is, those numbers, if you add them together, are way more than 74 plus 30. But that wouldn't... Why would the game give you that much of a boost? That's probably not how it works. It's not just a strict additive thing that's going on with the damage calculation. But this screen doesn't tell you shit in terms of what the actual damage being calculated is. But then you go to this flame art. Oh, it actually is adding a faith scaling, isn't it? There it is. That's what I wanted to see. It's actually adding a faith scaling. Awesome. There is the ability to add a faith scaling fire element to weapons by doing flame art. That's cool. Now, it really is lowering both strength and dexterity, but I think that is happening whenever we think about doing a sacred affinity. Like, if I go sacred here, I'm also lowering the strength and dexterity, but I'm just getting a holy damage component instead of fire. Got it. Okay, that's really all I wanted to make sure. Now, when we have a fire flame art, or when we have any art that's not, like, if it's a physical art or a fire art, we can now choose flame art and give ourselves a faith-based option. Okay, that's... Gosh, that really shouldn't have taken so long for me to figure out, but it's because I was looking at the Banished Knight Halberd first, which already has a faith scaling built into it right now with Sacred Affinity. And I was comparing Sacred Affinity to Flame Art, and of course, those both add a faith scaling element. And so it was just on the compare details there, it was saying C scaling, and then that's turning into a C scaling. It wasn't changing anything, technically speaking, going from Sacred to Flame Art. Okay, enough focusing on that. Let's go back into the action. Once again, rest in peace, Rogier. Rest in peace, Rogier. We did not turn in his bell bearing. We'll take care of that later. I want to go quickly back out to the Star Scourge Redon warp point here. I don't think there would be anything new at this warp point, but what I wanted to see is whether this was still here, this return to entrance, because I did not immediately remember where this takes us. I thought it took us back to inside where there's a fog gate now. I thought this took us back to the Festival Plaza area, which is now guarded by a fog gate. So I wanted to take this. I wanted to take this return to entrance and see where it goes. It goes all the way back out here. Whoa. Interesting. I mean, it would make sense that it wouldn't take us back outside of a fog gate. Okay. So it's adjusted where it's an interesting little detail. Maybe not super important. But I just wanted to see exactly what it was doing. Let us see what's behind the fog gate. We're going to take off the experimental items. I don't think we're going to be using ashes. I will leave them on the bar just in case I decide to change my mind in the heat of things here. But we're going to go back to... We are going to keep the holy lineup. Do I want to change anything else? Do I want to put on Pumpkinhead? I can technically afford going Pumpkinhead here and still stay. You know what? This is actually, if we're thinking about the turtle build, this is much more fitting for the turtle build, isn't it? And we're still medium load, at least until I lose my rune arc. So maybe I go with that for now. Because we kind of need, if we're going with 2 talismans that give us lowered damage negation, then it's probably a good idea for us to do that. All right, let's get things going here. I'm presuming I'm gonna just do what I normally do. We've got these other spell options if we want, and I could even still do Flame of the Fell God because I am upping my faith. I have faith in the Flask of Wondrous Physic, but let's not think too hard about this. Let's just do the Flask of Wondrous Physic and the Trickle Heal. Actually, I am going to quickly readjust my flasks because there's a chance that I'm going to need more healing flasks than mana flasks. 9-2. Feels like that is how I want to do things. And now we will get our Flask of Wondrous Physic going. Blessing Spoon. Foggate. Misbegotten Warrior. A Misbegotten Warrior. Just like back in Castle Morn. With very little poise, or at least at first he had very little poise. I'm trying to drink my Crimson Flask here. I like the homing ability of, wait a second, there's a Crucible Knight. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I should have known this would not be that easy. Shit. Okay, we are... Now we might summon this. I don't know if I'm just gonna do this fight by myself. I might have to summon for this because it is giving us the option. Okay, let's not lose our heads here. Let's just try to not get... Oh my god. Following 2 targets at once. The bane of my existence. Holy shit. Okay, luckily the Crucible Knight has been a bit accommodating and not breathing directly down our neck. He is a bit resistant, a bit more resistant to the holy damage. Oh, that was a bad idea. I like the reach on the halberd there. That was pretty nice. Flame of Frenzy works a little bit better. Still not ideal. Shit. You know what? What if we turn the tables on this guy? What if we turn the tables? Just when I try to do cool things. When I try to do cool things, why do the Crucible Knights always... Okay, first of all, why the hell is there a Crucible Knight and a Misbegotten Warrior here in Redmane Castle? What in the world is going on? I don't understand. Okay, I need to get my act together here and actually focus on doing this fight. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? I'd like to be able to do tail against you. That did terribly because you blocked it. Okay, what we're going to do is... Hold on a second here. I've lost my flame of the ability to do Flame of the Fell guy. I don't like this disc golf against you. I don't like it. It's not a good move. He is bursting out. Oh my god, this stupid shit. How did I not... He does go tail mode. That's actually a perfect time for me to do Blessing Spoon, so I need to be ready to switch back to that. Because you know I got to get my trickle heal going. You know I got to do that. The problem that I'm having right now is we just need to do the fight. Just stop fucking around and do the fight. We got 2 flasks left. I hate that tail attack, dude. It's the worst. It's the worst, I tell you. Crucible Knight, you are the worst. Oh my god, I should have rolled through that. Oh, and you block my holy pots. Of course you do. Of course you do. I'm waiting for him to do like the double tail. That's the part that I remember him doing before. There it is. There it is. Of course, there's the double tail. Now we're out of... We're going to have to use our trickle heal now if we want to get more healing. Now that we're completely out of flasks. And we're just not doing enough damage to this guy. Should I switch back to Flame of Frenzy? No, I rolled. Oh my god, I rolled. Apparently I didn't roll. God damn it. Crucible Knight, why are you such a dingus? Why are you such a meanie? That is a very, very powered up Crucible Knight. At the same time, we are using something that's kind of... that we're structuring our build in a holy direction. And I think the answer might be to go directly back to our comfort zone, which is the Magma Scale Sword. Especially because it's a Crucible Knight, and he's resistant to Holy, isn't he? Now, he might also be kind of resistant to fire, but I feel like he's got to be less resistant to fire than he is to Holy. And I also have, like I said at the beginning, we have a lot more comfort with the Scale Sword. We're going to have to redo our build a little bit, because we can actually give ourselves Holy Damage Negation. That's not the worst. We could also just give ourselves more stamina. Pumpkinhead was fun, but we need to back off. We need to back off the weight here. We're a little too heavy. If we're not going back directly to a Rune Arc, and I don't want to go directly back to a Rune Arc, at least until I feel a little bit more comfortable with going back up against a Crucible Knight. I was so tentative that fight. I was just in overthink mode instead of fight mode. But I was also kind of feeling the weakness of, like, my attacks. Nothing that I was doing felt good against that guy. Okay, let's redo our Flask of Wondrous Physic. This is so bizarre, though, that there is a Misbegotten Warrior and a Crucible Knight here. Why? It makes no sense to me at the moment. Why is this a thing? Also, that holy attack, the holy attack, the Crucible Tail spell that we have. Oh, it is such not a good spell against the guy. It definitely it doesn't work as good against him as it does against us. So that is not the one for us. Or it's not one for this fight, that's for sure. What do we want to do? Poison? Do we poison this guy? Yeah. Flame grant me strength, I guess. We'll go back to our good old... If we're gonna be... There's gonna be some instances to cast this, perhaps. Like, especially when he goes angel wings and he flies away. We're gonna have a little bit of separation. Flame of the Fell God might actually have some use on this fight. So I think we're gonna go with this setup here. That feels good. It feels good enough, at least. It doesn't feel great. The other option is to bring in, if we're fighting two enemies at once, we could go with our own backup, but I'm going to hold off on that. Do I like my flasks the way they are? I think so. I think I like the flask distribution. All right, take two. Try to get rid of this guy as quickly as possible. Okay, not a bad start. Definitely a much better start, I guess you could say. And we're dealing a lot more damage against the Crucible Knight. Misbegotten is just so dang good. Look at the damage. Look at the freaking damage. Thought I did a bad roll there. Holy shit, that is so much better. This is a good build. This is a solid mother flippin' build. Crucible Knight, I wish I could say out of my game, but it's only a matter of time before you're going to be back. And also, boy, did we absolutely annihilate the Misbegotten. Good night. I think we got a legendary weapon here. I see the orange gradient, and we have a Ruins Greatsword after felling a great enemy. Feels okay. Let's touch some grace. And we're gonna rest. Because I need the rest. My heart needs the rest. My goodness, how good is this thing? Boy, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference when all of a sudden you're playing with a slightly scaled down weapon? that Banished Knight's Halberd with the disc golf. Boy, oh boy, man. Okay, now let's look at our weapon, and we'll think about. I need to think maybe a little bit if I want to proceed with the experimentation that we've been doing with that disc golf. We'll see. We'll see if I want to. Depends on how many Crucible Knights we're going to be facing for the rest of this episode. Ruins Greatsword. It is 50 strength as a requirement. Now, with that said, obviously two-handing makes a difference. So there might be a world where we could wield this. However, intelligence is a thing as well. So let's check it out, though. Ruins Greatsword. Dude, that is so cool looking. Originally rubble from a ruin, which fell from the sky. The surviving fragment was honed into a weapon, one of the legendary armaments. The ruin it came from crumbled when struck by a meteorite. As such, this weapon harbors its destructive power. And the unique skill is Wave of Destruction. Raise the sword up high, then strike it against the ground to fire off a wave of gravitational force. That sounds so sick. I wish I could. I mean, if I pop a rune arc, we're only 2 intelligence away. We surely have something. I almost just want to figure out a way to just be able to see what this Wave of Destruction looks like. Let's wield it. At the very least, we can try on the sword for size. If we can find it somewhere. Somewhere in this menu system. I will see it. And if I don't see it immediately, I will sort things by order of acquisition, and that will get me there. Ruins Greatsword. Dang, dude. Please, two-hand. Can I not two-hand? It won't let me two-hand this thing because I am in. We've once again gone back to. Okay, there's apparently the pacifist rules up there. Once you go up the stairs. Okay, so what is this reminding me of? What is this? Oh, we can see it. Wait, that was an R2. The regular strong attack? The regular... Let me see. Regular strong attack? Okay, that was a charged. The charged R2 does a thing. Okay, what about Wave of Destruction? Okay, that's what I figured. If you don't have the necessary stats, usually, like, your character will do the motion. You'll go through the motion of the weapon skill, but it doesn't actually do the full thing. But that is cool that we get a cool gravity effect with the charged R2, even though we can't effectively wield it. Man, this weapon seems pretty badass. And I want to see what this wave of destructionists look like. What it looks like. All right. I'll have to think through what I have that could boost my intelligence enough for us to be able to see that. And not to mention strength, but I think we can get there with strength because we've got things like the Radon talisman and whatnot, rune arcs and everything. We should be able to get ourselves to be able to two-hand it and meet the strength requirement. Let's go back to our scale sword though. Scale sword. We're starting to get a lot of weapons up in here. It's probably a good idea for me to do some spring cleaning and throw some stuff into storage. Now, is Jaren going to still be here? It looks like he is not here. Is anyone here? Can anyone explain to me what the hell is going on? Who let the Crucible Knight in? This door is open. And apparently we can still use this elevator. There wouldn't be anything down by the beach, would there? I feel like that doesn't... That wouldn't really make sense. It doesn't feel like they would do that. But I'll check. We'll check regardless. What the hell is going on here? Redmane... I was not expecting for us to spend this much time at Redmane Castle today. Was not on the agenda, I have to admit. But now that we are unburdened at the moment by a rune arc, it may be time for us to mix in some of the other activities that we have been thinking about attempting, such as Knights of the Great Jar and Beast Clergyman. It may be a great time for us to increment that death counter. Yeah, I am not seeing anybody down here, so wherever Sir Jaren is, he is not here anymore. He's no longer at Redmane Castle, it seems. He is not sipping pina coladas here on the beach. So I think we will then turn our attention elsewhere, because I think we have... Redmane Castle has consumed enough of our attention for today. We are going to ponder the potential lore implications of a Misbegotten warrior Crucible Knight duo fight and why that was here. Whatever lore implications there may be, that will be for another day. What we're going to do is we're going to get back to the Knights of the Great Jar. I think we're going to spend the rest of our time here, potentially, unless this goes super, super well. I think we're going to spend the rest of our time working on this fight, as well as the Beast Clergyman, if we do have time for both of those. The only question is, do we want to worry about our 20k runes? I don't think so. There's really not too much... I feel like there's not too much danger here in not getting back my runes. And also, it's only 20k runes. So what we're going to do is we are going to make sure... We are going to not go back to the holy oriented build that we started the episode with, because my goodness, if we ever needed a demonstration of just how dang good this scale sword is, at least against Crucible Knights, it's probably not a good idea to draw too many conclusions from facing a Crucible Knight, because he kind of just does all holy attacks, and he has this big old freaking armor set that's probably super resistant to holy attacks. So our little disc golf nonsense that we were doing with the Banished Knight Halberd, not the best test case. So we will get back to that at some point, and we will play around with so many other things in the Ashes of War, because I want to do that. I like variety, But it is so nice to know that we have this incredible, this incredible fixed point of feeling OP that we can always return to with the Magma Scale Sword. So what do we want to do for this fight? We are going to do... This actually is an okay lineup to stick with. Because, yeah, I think we just stick with this. We will redo our flasks a bit because we are going to need more mana, probably. Hopefully, as we get good at each of these... Like, the first two were not the worst. But we still used quite a few healing flasks. And mana flasks. It was really mana flasks. The FP flasks that we were running out of because we were using so much Magma Guillotine, so much Flame of the Fell God. Why don't we go 6-5 and we'll see how that works. And we'll see how we do in terms of whether we run out of mana or not. Let's get back over to that fight. We do need to deal... Well, we might not need to deal... Let's see if we need to deal with either of these archers. It's possible that we can just... We know that we can get past the first one. But it may be possible that the second one is also one that we can... The second one can also be disregarded. And I just need to get out of range. If we maneuver things correctly here... Sorry, Torrent. The birds. Did the birds completely dodge all of that as well? All right, we're gonna see if we can get out of range. He's charging up another arrow. Wow. Okay. Man, Torrent is really taking the hits for us here. He's still charging up. Well, this is unfortunate. My initial suspicion was correct. It seems my initial suspicion was correct. Unless we can de-aggro him by coming into the Caelid Coliseum, we get as far away from that asshole as possible. And see if we can de-aggro him in the process. Doesn't sound like it. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm glad that the that arrow connected with the branch. But unfortunately, we are gonna have to deal with your ass. Which doesn't take particularly long. We just have to do it. We just have to get her done. Get that one critical hit and we're out. That guy de-aggros. He's back to ignoring us, but you do have to take on one of these dudes, which is kind of annoying. We get some souls in the process, so that's fine. All well and good. Now we get to focus on the main event. I guess what we'll do is we'll start with the guy at the end here who we did not face off against. And we'll do the same approach as we did the first time, using the Flame of the Fell God on each of them? Question mark? Or do we just focus on Magma Guillotine because it is the sickest shit ever? Maybe. Do I want to do my trickle heal? You know I have to do my trickle heal. You know that's how I have to play this. We're gonna do, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna touch the summon site, and then do all of our stuff. Oh, he rolled right out of the way, didn't he? He was ready. He was ready. He's kind of doing a little bit of damage to us, though. I love it when we fly past each other. That is the favorite part of these encounters for me. Wow. Ow. Boy, this guy really hits the hardest. Okay, so it might be good to focus on him as he's the guy that you really need to deal with first and foremost. And he also takes the least amount of damage. He's really resistant to fire. And man, does he hurt. We cannot afford to take these kind of hits against this guy, because he just straight up kills us. At least without a rune arc. Okay, well, this guy with the mace. Excuse me, why do you deal so much damage? Why must you be this way? Maybe I'm gonna need to find a way to... Maybe I'm gonna need to find a way... Alright, let's get back in there. Let's get good. Time to get good. The run back is definitely a bit annoying. The run back and having to deal with this asshole. It's just a little time consuming. I really don't actually want to use mana. I don't want to use any mana here at all. That was a mistake. Where was my roll? Oh my god, seriously. Fuck me, man. I can't be taking these silly hits against this guy. Really? Dude, why is it taking so long to break your stance? Holy fucking shit. Well, that was annoying. I mean, we'll get our trickle heal going, I guess. But, this is gonna be an ordeal, isn't it? So, the knight all the way on the right, the right knight, love these unintentional rhymes. The right knight is, well, I don't know if he's the toughest, because this guy did a lot of damage too. He wasn't exactly... Oh, we are teched against holy damage. Oops. What do we want instead? Do we give ourselves more damage negation by just upping our equip load, and this allows us to put on a bunch of Radahn's armor? That's not a terrible move. Just upping our damage mitigation. It's not a bad move, I gotta say. I kind of like it. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. And let's also touch the summon sign here while we have our trickle heal going. I tried to do a charge attack. Fuck me. The range on my two-handed charge attack on this weapon is just not fantastic. I need to roll better. Ooh, he jumps up there, huh? He gets poise from that move, so we cannot knock him out of that when he goes to charge up the hammer. Man. It's like you want to go one-handed almost with the jump attacks. Now, even though he gets the poise from that move, it does make him wind up. It does make him wind up a lot more. Fuck. Just late on the roll. I didn't roll. I hit the jump button. The guillotine jump attack, you have to be really close, and then sometimes you just jump over him. What the hell? That was not a good exchange. Terrible exchange for us. Bad exchange. Okay, we got the win, but at what cost? At what cost? Because we still got to do 2 more of these motherfuckers. So that's not great. And we can't exactly cast any spells. We still have our, I guess we still have our Flask of Wondrous Physic going, but then it just ran out. So, okay, I mean, we really got to lean on trickle heals here, I guess. I have 1 more Magma Guillotine, and then I can reapply my my trickle heals. So let's go with, I guess let's go with the Lady Knight, and we'll give ourselves the pickled turtleneck here. Why did I not roll? What the fuck? Poison, huh? I didn't see that move the first time. No, she didn't get staggered by the, Ah, she does path around instead of jumping up. Okay, that's something to note, that maybe we can kind of screw with the AI a little bit. It's not a good idea to backwards roll against her. There we go. She does stance break very easily with her teeny tiny little shield. We just don't get much in the way of a riposte. The riposte damage is not exceptional. Need stamina. No, what the fuck? I keep jumping over these guys sometimes. Yeah. I like the jump attack strategy, It just sometimes we jump over them. Okay, all right. So this lady is not, you know. I feel like the guy on the far right is definitely the toughest of the bunch. Let's take a moment here and let our trickle heal run out. Okay, all right. Okay, we're really at the end of our crimson flasks. We could have afforded to give ourselves a little bit more leeway on the healing flask side of things, but that's okay. Forgot to turn my fan back on here when I took my break. Let's get that going. And get our last adversary into the mix. No, he dodged. Oh, I forgot this guy does the glint blade stuff. I actually like the one-handed jump attack better. No. I keep rolling backward too much. Not a smart move. I really need that trickle heal. I really need it. I need it to move faster is what I really need. I really shouldn't roll backwards. Or at least not the way I'm doing it, just kind of blindly rolling backwards. It's kind of getting me in trouble. Shit. That was terrible. Okay. Well. Alright, we're probably going down to defeat here, but... Dude, how in the world? Oh, I did a magma guillotine without the magma. Much less effective, I gotta say. Definitely not what you want to be focusing on. Nope. I did an R2. Where was my input? I feel like there are some missed input sometimes. I'm out of stamina. No, okay. Too much living on the edge there. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. And since I guess we give ourselves like a couple more, we just give ourselves a couple more healing flasks, and we're getting more experience against these guys. So we should be able to do this. I also am not using a rune arc. You know, now that I have the experience that I have, we could just use a rune arc. That's the main reason why I'm hesitant to just use a rune arc directly immediately when we're facing a new challenge, because I don't quite have the experience yet that I feel confident in my abilities. I want to maximize my chances of winning without having to use another rune arc after the fact. Because yes, a rune arc does power you up, but in a fight like this, I forgot to redo my flasks. I'm an idiot. I just was talking about doing it, and then I forgot to do it. And now I'm in combat, and I can't work. Everything's going wrong. I'm still in combat. Spamming the sprint button. Whew, I'm definitely feeling a little bit of the frustration of a tough challenge, as well as the fact that I have been, even with the break that I took, I've been recording for a little bit today, and that always takes its wear and tear of just a normal recording session. You're playing Elden Ring, you're having fun, but it also takes a toll on your focus, your sometimes your blood pressure, especially when there's a Crucible Knight combined with another enemy. That might just be enough for one recording session for most people. I should have just gone. I should have just ran past this guy, because he was not even, he didn't have an arrow ready to go. I could have made it past him probably. And this time we'll try not to use our magma guillotine against this guy. We'll just try to do the charged attacks, the jump attacks, and also avoid getting stepped on. Jump attacks actually are more effective, aren't they? That at least at breaking this guy's stance. That might have been the problem that I had the last time, is that I wasn't using enough jump attacks. Okie dokie. We go again. I should probably craft some more turtlenecks. What else could I craft to give myself? That guy does have magic. We can use magic resistance against the last guy. That's a thing. We can use items that give us magic resist. The second lady does poison, but I don't really feel, I should say the lady, the second one, the second knight, I don't really feel scared of her. She doesn't pack the same punch that the other guys do. Poison? Could poison help us at all? Cursed blood pots? Any of these other items that we want to get a little finicky with? I don't think so. I think the only thing I might potentially add here is the magic resistance for the final fight. That feels reasonable. Otherwise we are going to stick to doing what we know and try to take on, see if we can get a good attempt against this guy, and then if things don't go super well, if we struggle against the first guy, then maybe we just do a reset. It's probably the best way to proceed, because this guy definitely seems the toughest. I guess it is kind of nice that you do get you know, you get the, what is it? What am I thinking of? You get something. Man, I really should not be tanking hits like that. That is not the way to go. What the fuck was I thinking? I should have just healed. Okay, that was an overthinking death right there. That was one, that was just classic Akinar thinking 5 different thoughts. I should do this, I should do that, I should do this, I should do that. It's this hesitation to use a flask that early, because I'm like, I gotta go through 3 of these people. I don't want to use a flask right away. I just, oh man. Don't take silly hits. Don't take silly hits. This is a tough one. This is much tougher of an encounter than it might seem at first. Part of it is the run back. This run back is annoying. It's annoying. I really don't like it. At least we can pick up some gravelstone. I kind of missed those the first time. I am definitely getting a little bit annoyed. Not gonna lie, the energy level is dipping a little bit, and the frustration is setting in. It happens. Wait. The targeting was very strange there. Is it because I was out of stamina? Like, the targeting didn't actually... I was like, I was locked onto the foot, but it pointed me in the wrong direction. That was strange. All right, let's get back into it. I want more reps. Less thinking, more attacking. Less dwaddling, more getting in there and doing it. Just freaking do it. Don't think about it. Don't think, just do. We'll use our Flask of Wondrous Physic at the start, because just use that against the toughest enemy. Don't overthink it. He got a hit in already? What? I am trading far too much with this guy. This is not the guy to be trading against. We need to go back to the strategy that we were using with the jump attacks and focus less on the magma guillotines, because that was actually kind of working. Except like, I'm not spamming the roll button sometimes. And if I don't spam the roll button, it seems to result in me getting hit. My God. This guy, yeah, this guy. This is the guy here. Man, I don't know if we can do this. I don't know if I'm going to get this done today. Give me Radon back. Radon, where did you go? I missed the Radon Festival already. Boy, that looks really creepy, didn't it? That skull with this lighting here, this lack of lighting in the ravine. I mean, it's obviously a lot harder when you don't have your rune arc. Things are much harder without your rune arc. You can't just tank through. You can't just tank through the damage that this guy is bringing to the fight. The damage that this guy is throwing out there is too much to just tank through. Even if you do have a rune arc, though, it's still kind of dicey. And you gotta, every time you gotta kill this guy, this is really kind of an annoying situation. Okay, I guess it's easier if you can get the other archer to take out this guy for you. Do the dirty work. So, sure. I didn't think that guy had the range to do that. That certainly is a lot easier, so, okay. That was fun. We try again. We go again. I am preemptively rolling too often. This guy's attacks are slow. You don't have to preemptively roll necessarily. Well, that one's a quick one. The roll attack is an exception. One downside of the magma guillotine you might be able to say is that you can't always see what the enemy is gonna do, because in the fray of, especially when this guy is like, when this guy is red, I don't know if that makes that big of a difference. Oh shit, I walked right into the combo. I walked right into the end of that combo attack. And then I traded damage once again. We're wasting far too many resources against this guy. Okay, so you can get, while he's charging up that thing, you can get in a couple free hits, maybe? Okay. And he also does not have a tremendous amount of poise. The poise on this guy is not out the wazoo, so your big curve sword can hit him and knock him out of his attacks. The only one that you got to watch out for is the big smashy, where he gets a lot of poise from his weapon skill, which I don't know what that is. I feel like it was also in DS3. It was called something like, maybe it's like determination. It had an equivalent in DS3 that was on several different, I want to say several different hammers and maces and stuff like that. I think we do this guy next. Let's do the second hardest guy next. I mean, I should be going because my flask of Wondrous Physic. Don't dilly-dally. That's part of the thing here. We just need to be going from one fight to the next. He tried to parry me, and I thought he kind of did. It felt like he kind of did parry me. He's pretty good at rolling. He knows how to keep it rolling, I guess. But actually, this is... Oh, he did oh, fuck. He missed? Fuck. Wow, the first time... I think that's literally the first time that we have been parried in Elden Ring. I can't remember having it happen in Elden Ring before. This guy's been trying, and he finally got his way. Motherfucker! Absolutely owned. I gotta give him credit. The stinker actually got us. Okay, well, the single-handed R1 attacks, maybe the double-handed R1 attacks as well. Probably any of those R1 attacks are not good candidates to doing the same thing that we did against the first guy, where we were kind of stun locking him. That's not going to be a viable strat against the second guy if he's recovered to the point where he can actually attempt the parries. Because I think on several attempts he had just missed. That's what it feels like. Like he did something, he tried to parry and it sort of connected or whatever, but he did not actually get the parry. And because he didn't actually get the parry, you know, we didn't get our stance broken. Man, how long does it take? How long must this go on? Oh no, you son of a bitch. Oh, why is this like this? Oh, I hate this game. Did we break his stance again? Okay, all right, fine. At least we didn't have to go through all that work redoing the stance break. So that we got that going for us. My goodness, what an ordeal to just get back in the fight here. Good night. All right. Elden Ring? Elden Ring. What a game. What a game, I have to say. What an absolute gem of a game. Where's my roll? My stinking roll. Shit. Where's my roll? I am so slow at reacting right now. That was kind of nice. I forgot to pick up my runes, didn't I? I just realized that. Holy shit. That would have been awkward. I need stamina. He's not. So we can't completely, infinitely knock him out of his stance necessarily. Do I drink or do I try to just go for the win and get my trickle heal at the end? Like this, I should probably just play it safe and take a drink. Nice. I kind of felt I would have an opening if I could time things with him coming down the ledge, and sure enough, it did work out that way. So cool. Blessing Spoon, activate. And we wait a little bit. We take a little bit of a breather here while we wait for the Blessing Spoon to do its work, because we do have some time in between. We'll pick up some faded Earthleaf flowers. Okay, all right. We're getting a little bit of a pattern, a good pattern against the first guy, which is good. We just need to not be complete idiots. That is the one thing about Magma Guillotine. It can't be parried. Jump attacks. I don't think. It doesn't feel like jump attacks would be able to be parried either. So sticking with jump attacks and Magma Guillotine is probably a good way to go. I do like, you know, starting with a jump attack and then following up with, you know, the R1s or the R2s, but you got to be careful. We got to be wary of doing that too much. All right, Trickle Heal is back, got us back to full, and let's go ahead and reapply Blessing Spoon. Let's summon this guy though. I forgot that part. We'll take a pickled turtleneck. Oh, and we'll take this spellproof dried liver. Sure. We'll give Flame grant me strength. And I think we're taking less damage against his sword in general, just because it's a magic-based sword, isn't it? He has a magic affinity. So that worked out. Need stamina. I thought I did a Magma Guillotine there, but apparently not. Stamina up, stamina up. Nice. He rolled along the side of this. He ran into the terrain for once. Because otherwise he would have rolled away from that last R1. But this rock right here siphoned him right, it funneled him right back in to the path of our oncoming scale sword. Okay, cool. Sweet. Eee. Are we having fun yet? Okay, we know we're still well stocked on stuff here. So we should be good to go. Let's get our trickle heal going again. Let that tick on for a little bit here. And that should be good enough. Let's go ahead and summon the last one. Eat our turtleneck. Flame, grant me strength. And we ready our magma guillotine. We try to time it perfectly. And we do. Nice. Now we do have to be careful about her as well. She does have a buckler. She would be the most likely parry opponent. So we focus on guillotine and jump attacks. Unless, of course, she does... I'm out of stamina. She did something to me. My controller was rumbling, and I don't know what happened. Did she apply a poison to me? It doesn't look like I have poison. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what that was. Like, the controller was seriously rumbling for a long time. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Thank the fuck. Thank the fuck. Thank the great jar. Thank the Erd tree. I like shout out to the Erd tree. Shout out to the minor Erd tree. Shout out to the divine tower. Shout out to Caitlin. I'd like to thank my family, all my friends who supported me through this ordeal. All my wonderful members of the audience. Everybody who's liked and subscribed and watched to the end. You all are the best. Leave a comment down below what you thought of the of the Knights of the Great Jar. These fucking assholes can get the hell out of my game. Nerds. All right. We get to talk to the Great Jar. Did you enjoy that, you sick, sadistic motherfucker? Putting me through that. My heart will never recover. Great Jar's arsenal. Is this gonna do what I think it's gonna do? Did we just get an upgraded Havel's Ring? Vastly raises maximum equip load. Whoa. Okay. I see. A charm that resembles... It did do what I thought it was going to do. That's good game design, right? Good game design because it's named similarly to the Arsenal charm. Great Jar's Arsenal. A charm that resembles a great jar overflowing with weaponry. This guy has so many... so many frickin' warriors stuffed inside of him. Giggity. Vastly boosts maximum equip load. The Great Jar grants this talisman to their warriors. Carry as much as you can. Grow big and strong. How much does it do? We can directly compare it against the Arsenal charm. We have a 98.4 maximum equip load, which It boosted it by 3. Hello? What? Is it just me, or was that not as much as I thought it was going to be? That feels when it says vastly raises max equip load, I start to really get my expectations raised. You gotta undersell and overdeliver. Always undersell and overdeliver. Oy, oy, oy. Folks, that is where we're going to wrap up this installment of Elden Ring. What a great way to cap off this episode. I do want to take on a beast clergyman. Perhaps that's where we will start next time, but I am exhausted. Mostly emotionally exhausted. Because it's just why do we play these games? Why do we play these games that make us frustrated and tilted? I was definitely feeling hints of that during this tough gauntlet. We made it through. It had a tough run back as well, a bit of an annoying run back, but we did procure a charm as a reward. Not necessarily the I'm not gonna talk shit on the Great Jar's arsenal in front of the Great Jar. It's a great charm. It's a fantastic charm, and we love it. And we also love our curved magma scale sword. This thing is the best. Love it. Should really just boost it to +6. Honestly, what else are we gonna spend somber smithing stones on? There's really no other option. Next time, though, we will be focusing our attention. We've got a couple options in terms of overall progression. I do want to spend some time trying to fight the Beast Clergyman and see if we can snap him out of whatever he's stuck in. And then we have to decide, do we want to continue? Do we want to start, I should say, the Dragon Barrow? We've had a really awesome preview of just a place full of red-eyed dragons and then one big mama dragon in the middle. What an option that is. But we also have the not Shifra well, but the Eternal City, the actual factual Eternal City to continue with. I want to see what's going on here, so we'll have to decide where we're going to go next. But we can call it a day with taking down actually a couple pretty gnarly fights. The Crucible Knight teamed up with another, basically Crucible Knight plus anything else is just no thanks. No thanks. But then you add this trio, this fun trio. That was just a blast. But it is always a blast here when we're playing Elden Ring, is it not? Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.